Hey everyone, my name's Elise if you're new. If you're not new, nice to see you guys. Let me tell you about the books that I really want to read this March, and let's see how many of them I actually end up getting to. We're off to a good start because the first book I wanted to read in March is Twisted Love, and I actually already read it. Heck yeah. I am actually doing a reading vlog where I read the entire Twisted series. It probably won't be out yet, but keep an eye out for it because I am so excited to finally dig into these books. I read this book in one night and I stayed up until 1 a.m. reading it. I had such a good time. I am in love with Huang's writing style, so I'm so excited to read more of her books. Ava and her brother Josh, I believe, are very close. She kind of has a bit of a past that's been repressed. She knows something happened, but she can't quite get to those memories, so she just lives life to fullest as she can. But her brother is going away on a medical brigade, and so he asks his best friend Alex to look out for her, to keep an eye on her just in case. So Alex ends up moving in next door where her brother used to live, so it's kind of like a forced proximity situation. Alex is super rich, super genius guy. He's just very stern, cold, not very emotional dude, very intimidating to a lot of other people. Ava has grown up with him, but she's coming to realize how much she really doesn't know about him at all, and just by a series of events they kind of end up hanging out together more and getting to know each other. She melts his ice fortress around his heart. There is a lot of other things that goes on with this, so very excited to read this. If you want to know all of my thoughts, be sure to go and watch that vlog, Reading the Twisted series by Huang. And moving on in no particular order, we have the Bodyguard by Katherine. This guy is Jack, and he is a celebrity who has a stalker, but he doesn't want his family to know and to worry about him, so he hires, I believe her name is Hannah, to be his bodyguard slash fake girlfriend when he's with his family. It sounds so cute. I love the fact that it's kind of like a role reversal. I love seeing a woman bodyguard. We love forced proximity, fake dating. I've heard really great things about it, so I'm really excited to hopefully finally pick it up. It is very like springy colors, and I'm like so ready for spring. Next we have Evvie Drake Starts Over. I need to get rid of the sticker and like take a blow dryer to it. This follows Evvie, whose husband passed away. She's a widow, and she just kind of holds herself up after all of this happened, and everyone's kind of worried about her. It also follows Dean, who is a baseball pitcher who has the yips, which means he just like cannot get his pitching game on. So both of these people are recommended to kind of get out and away. So Evvie has this like estate, this home, whatever, and she goes out there. She has like an ensuite and offers it to Dean, and so they kind of have this deal, like they'll hang out or whatever, but they won't talk about the things with each other, and they'll just kind of like hang out. I believe it's a romance. I don't know how the two of them know each other or how they end up at the same place, but I'm excited to find out. I've seen the ratings for this and it has pretty high ratings, so I'm excited to give it a try. Also kind of spring vibes. Next we have You've Reached Sam, which I actually have already started. I'm already on page 20. This follows Sam, obviously, and Julie, who meet and just have this like beautiful love, but pretty early on Sam died in a tragic car accident when they're like seniors in high school or something like that. So it kind of all starts whenever Julie is like getting rid of his stuff. She just can't have those reminders of him, but she breaks down and listens to his voicemail one more time, and when she goes to the voicemail she ends up talking to him. It's this kind of magical realism situation. I think it's a story of moving on and grief and finding the light in life again after something so tragic. This cover is also stunning. Peep the Cherry Blossoms, my favorite. Again, we're manifesting spring. Okay, this bad boy, look at her. We have Final Offer by Lauren Asher. This is the third and final book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. It follows Callahan, who is the middle brother of the series, but he's the last one to find his happily ever after. I believe this is a friends to lover, second chance romance. The grandfather and owner of Dreamland dies, and in his will he has very specific stipulations for the son to get their inheritance. And for Callahan, he needs to get back in touch with Elena, who was once his girlfriend or his best friend. I kind of forget, but he obviously does. So I'm very excited to read this. I believe it came out earlier, either in January or February. It's time. Then we have They Both Die at the End. Now this was a recent purchase on one of my sad nights. Retail therapy is real. I could be buying other things, you know? Books are better. I've heard a lot of great things about this book, and it's just kind of been speaking to me. I believe it's like dystopian kind of situation where they live in a world where they get a notification of the day that they're going to die. It could be any age, like old person, a teenager. These two people, I believe they're teenagers, get the notification that they're gonna die that day. Mateo and Rufus are total strangers, but for different reasons. They are both looking to make a new friend on their end day. It feels kind of weird to say I'm excited to read this, but I'm excited to read this. Another springy kind of ish book is Weather Girl. This is also in my 12 books by 12 friends in 12 months, which I have over on Instagram if you want to check that out. So I picked this up last year and I just need to get to it. I've heard really great things. This book follows Ari and Russell. Ari is a meteorologist and her boss promised to give her a mentorship, but she's too wrapped up in her relationship or the end of her relationship to help Ari, and Russell works for the boss's ex-boyfriend or something like that. So Ari and Russell decide to get together to get their bosses back together so that maybe they can focus on their career again and help them out like they promised that they would. I hear this is a really good mixture of a little bit of humor but also some real life issues that were handled really well, so I'm very excited to read this book. I also love that she's a meteorologist because I feel like that's not a common job that you see in books. We have Before I Fall. This is going to be a buddy read. I've owned this book for forever. I almost unhauled it, but I saw that a friend of mine, Megan, hi Megan, has this book in one of her hauls, and so I was like, hey, do you want to buddy read this? Because that's the only way I'm gonna read this. Samantha Kingston has everything. She's like top of the chain at her high school. Things are going great for her. But then on February 12th, which should be just like any other day, she dies. But she gets 7 chances to relive her last day, to unravel the mystery behind her death, what happened, and to find that happily ever after before she moves on. Okay, if the angle changed, it's because I did a quick battery change for my camera. But before I end the video, I wanted to talk about a few audiobooks that I'm hoping to get to this month as well. First, we have Breathing Room by Susan Elizabeth Phillips. This book has been so fun so far. I think I'm like 35% of the way through. I'm having such a great time listening to it. The banter is so funny. I love the Italian setting. If you watched my reading wrap up for this month, you saw the last book I listened to in the Throne of Glass series was Queen of Shadows, so I'd really like to read the next book in the series, which is Empire of Storms. I know some people say that you can tandem read Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, but I'm not the kind of person who likes to do that, so I'm gonna listen to Empire of Storms and then Tower of Dawn. I feel like I've been in a suspense or like a thriller kind of era. I'm gonna embrace it while I feel like it, and so I might end up picking up They Wish They Were Us. Might. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below what books you are thinking about trying to read this March. Do you do a TBR or do you do a March hopefuls kind of situation? I also would love to know your thoughts if you've read any of these books. I have filmed like 4 videos today, and so I feel like I'm getting a little loopy, so I'm gonna head out. I hope you all have a wonderful day, night, week, month, whenever, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone!